think by now
What the hell?
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Okay. Damn, okay. Alright, I predict that there's going to be a lot of reading and a lot of scanning.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn.
I wish I heard.
We found it.
Okay.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Another incident. Morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Povich is another example of reception's need to additional support. We appreciate Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. Already requested we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example. Security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming Polish while hurling stuff around. Yes, okay, so it's basically just like a massive request for more personnel. Let's get rid of all the exclamations. Okay. Just so that when if we want to read something, it has exclamation near it, it's actually come from this area. We've got another one over here. Okay, this is just a counter like mail. Additional support. Streamer find it confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. Remember, we need human translators. Extreme cases and also okay.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
For the fifth time, please restock this herbal teas in the lounge. Okay. Alright. Nothing significant. So this is like an office kind of, or reception area.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose.
Soundproofing. We'll possibly get soundproofing. Can wait in between. That's just okay.
Of your visit.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Okay.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them.
Oh,
They're all
shit.
lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. and here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating. Waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. 0 Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
Wow, okay. Holy shit.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Well, he said that her objective was to... He mentioned that there was life would come after. So maybe the extinction in the world is already,
Kestrels.
like, happened.
They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
And
What is this place?
we're kind of like
Tomb?
reborn humanity, or, you know, something like that. Like...
Someone here?
Gotta make sure I get all the collectibles and stuff, so... Security consultant, Captain Parcel.
Want to discuss? Whew. So Mama, she was right. Pardon? My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on kind of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real
We're too
coffee in
close
this
to the
place.
tribal crypt to stop us now.
You know,
The data points,
Blood
what do they
coffee.
contain?
conflict cappuccinos.
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
Huh, okay. We got a weird thing here.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow, and you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it,
So much stuff in
even if
here.
you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
Alright, so how good is the story at this point? It's pretty damn good. Am I at the end of the game, Kintroppy? Am I like, because there was like a thing earlier where it's like, hey, if you need to do anything, do it now before entering. So once I like complete this, the next time that I can go back into open world, is that going to be like past the end of the game? Because it would be weird for there to be like a point of no return and it not be the end of the game. But yeah, it's freaking dope. I'm gonna listen to all of these, but there's just so many of them. And I think there was another one in this room actually. And Silence said something about something, and I just wasn't paying attention because I was killing shit and I was listening to the audio.
Previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition.
Still a bit to go, maybe a few hours left? Okay, great.
I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since
Would you like to take a moment?
Can I go back to...
No,
is there going to be
I
opportunity for me to do side quests and stuff?
I really
Or-
hoped Zero Dawn was a
You
way
remember?
to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's like... the next few hours are just going to be like end of the game straight. Like from now until then. What the hell? What? Ah, there. Pretty sure you go back to the open world. I think okay, that's good then. That's fine. I can do it. I can finish the story first and then go back to do all the side content. Even though, what I said before, but I've still got a lot to go during the stream. So
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is
yeah,
for
see as well.
nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
Okay, that's also
No,
skill
that
set.
can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
She's getting people that can like that are like suitable for a solid foundation to rebuild like human civilization. For debriefing on presentation 1, candidates may be allowed to ask questions and be given necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on a catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements. versus the Swarm. Addendum B1 and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures. Addenda C1, C2, and C3. So well, they had straight up options for like orbital, lunar, and undersea like habitats. You can counter candidates' objections in depth. The candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information. Allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Yeah. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted. Okay. Alright, data corrupted. Alright. Now, did I... Alright. Colony ship. Alright. There's a lot of things in here. Holy crap.
It is accurate, yes.
I think I missed this one.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them? Not just people. All organic matter. Every living thing. Dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel. In a word, yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here? No, Doctor. Please. Tell him Tom Pike wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please. You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Jesus, okay. Okay, that was one I missed. I thought I missed one, and I did. I know where I scanned that, but anyway. Interview Suzanne. Wait, what? Oh,
It was SUSANNE Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really. I was on the syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging
I don't want to go in there.
so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Or maybe she brought them together, all the brightest minds, to find a solution to replenish life on Earth.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, US Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue
So she's
to
a badass.
face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Nothing more. Okay, so this doesn't lead anywhere. except over here. What's this? Is this the next room? Okay, so this doesn't really lead. Alright, so this is basically like a stealth option. Like lead to all the different rooms. Right? Or, cause that's a room there. That's a dead end. It's hard to see because Aloy's in the way, but yeah, okay, so there's nothing. Alright. Alright, let's go to the door. Pretty sure there's nothing left here, so I thought maybe the door was like locked and we had to go.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI.
Okay.
But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind.
Wow.
Each dedicated to a specific purpose.
Apollo,
Now,
Hades
these
would
aren't
be one of
AIs,
them.
but make no mistake.
Poseidon.
Each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted.
That's fucking sick, bro.
Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries.
Oh shit.
From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stocks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then,
shit.
when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important,
Oh
how not
my
to repeat
god,
our
that's so much
mistakes.
information in one
It's
go.
not
Holy
an
shit.
impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it.
So what's Hades' function?
We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
Wow, okay. So all those robots that look like animals are made by Gaia
The whole world
to basically
destroyed.
create
then
life, like dig up the earth,
Remade?
create water,
Yes. By a machine.
machine of creation, and Hades is the
A
opposite.
machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us.
I wish I could watch that again. Holy shit.
Why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge.
Yeah, there was
what
a
happened
bunch
to
of
I'm
things
as
in there.
confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Dude, I want to watch that again, man. I wish I could. Can I actually? It's just only going to come up with the. Man, I can't see a cutscene again. That really sucks. And it's only going to play the actual.
All right. You've heard the bad news.
So I wish I could see the visuals, because the visuals actually showed like all the different like icons of all the different like things that she didn't actually like mention. Machine intelligence capable of making millions of decisions necessary to reconstitute biosphere and immortal guardian devoted to reflourishing the life on Earth. Gaia. Surrounded by empowered somewhat function. Singular extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Software that codifies the expertise of world-class minds into algorithm. Anything that... Okay, so software that codifies the expertise of world-class minds into algorithms. So basically, it's essentially every kind of subordinate function, like Hephaestus, Apollo. It's basically a codified version of one of the specialists, one of those alpha people that she brought in. You know, there'll be different people of different sciences, and it's just basically codifies their brain. So essentially, the AI is that person, or at least their knowledge, to do what they need to do, what they specialize in, whether it's like religion or knowledge or history or, you know, like animals or you know, agriculture and stuff like that. Okay, into algorithms, hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. I don't exactly understand that part. Hardware that preserves and gestates. Okay, so it's gonna preserve like cells and embryos, and then have them come out into the world again, like hold them, keep them safe, and then gestates them to be like reborn. So that's how animals and stuff can be like reborn, I guess. Construction of underground facilities to hold it all. Okay. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. I want to get to that part down the bottom where she said about the cradles. You see, 7 grades, you don't have to build the entire system. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, okay, so basically, the different people's minds were coded, and through the use of Gaia herself, after the humans were gone, created the physical parts of that, and then kind of used the AI's like intelligence and the code from that. So nothing was actually made in terms of its facilities and stuff like that. It was all just algorithms at first, and then it was kind of made over time after the fact. Okay. So all the underground stuff was probably made afterwards, but then somehow they would have had to like dig under the ground. So maybe Gaia done that too, or maybe that was before. I don't know. Anyway, over the days to come, you learn how these functions, all pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. Race the clock. It's going to write the software, build the tech, and facilities. Okay, so some facilities were made. So we'll lock it down and seal it up before inevitable occurs. Okay, that's right. Remember, there's like that imagery of like all the underground facilities on the world as the wave of like machines came over. Don't end here. How Gaia will generate these deactivation codes. General Harris talked about and build the transmission arrays. Are those the long necks? To broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. Okay. So Gaia will generate the codes and basically create the long necks to transmit the arrays to to broadcast to all the Pharaoh robots and shut them down. But her robots, Gaia's robots, are still functional, which are like the Watchers and the ones that dig around, the Salvagers, and all that sort of stuff. So they will each machine has a specific purpose for life, like tilling the land, etc. in water. How Gaia will not just build but imagine any conceivable robot needs to do in work across centuries, from detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere, that's with the flying enemies, the Glint Hawks, and poison seas, that's with the alligator guys. So regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stocks. Okay, so they stocked like flora seeds and used that to replant after the fact, after basically the apocalypse, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. Yeah, so it was not only flora but fauna as well, was kind of cryo preserved and then replanted, from the tiniest bacteria to the mightiest blue whale. And then when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings spawned at cradle facilities around the globe will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world, of all that was beautiful about it and worth saving, and most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. So all the human beings came out of the cradles, okay. Facilities around the globe. So I'm guessing that somehow our embryos and like different, stuff like that, like fertilized eggs and stuff would get, I guess, cryo, like frozen. And then once all the land was like teeming with life, with animals and like greenery and stuff like that, then that's kind of when Gaia said, okay, humans can live now, and kind of like, I guess, somehow seeded them and created them. But we came out of the cradle. We came out of one of the cradle facilities at Mother's Heart or whatever. That the thing was closed. The door was closed. So maybe we came out late. Did we come out like extra late for some reason? Because essentially Gaia made all the humans, basically, in a sense. Obviously, they would have just come out as like human beings. I mean, I wonder if she could alter the genetic code. Could she like make every individual like a specific, like kind of create them for a specific purpose and kind of control, like this person's going to be a religious person, this person's going to be like a warrior. I wonder if it was just random. I wonder. But I guess the eggs were cryo, so like all the genetics are already there, right? So she doesn't really have any control whether the human is going to be good or not. Apollo is the vast knowledge, and they'll learn of us. Okay, all this you understand, understand, believe. It's possible to dream to not grasp. You work tirelessly to stop nothing, achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you help me, help Gaia, we can give the future. Join me. Okay, that's crazy. That's just absolutely insane. Like, what a crazy fucking. How many chairs are here? Would have been how many like people were probably. I wish I could watch that again, dude. I really, really wish I could watch that again. That has so much potential for like sequel games, to like make sure like Gaia is working throughout the whole world, basically. Because we know it worked here at least, but make a selection, data corruption minimal, go to central projects. Okay. In now possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. Participation. You'll be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week. Are you kidding me? Holy shit, man. Dude, 80 hours per week. I want to see how much per day that is, actually. 80 hours per week. How do I calculate this? Oh, it's 11 hours a day, basically. 11.4 hours a day. So if you do, yeah, so 11.5 hours every day is 80.5 hours a week. So they're basically done like between 10 and 12 hours every day. Your communications with family mentors will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. Wow, okay, so only once you complete the project of your field could you and your family or 2 people of your choosing be transferred to Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your life. So they would just essentially complete their work and then die with their family, or live with their family in a sealed habitat. Is that the cradle though, or is that something else? Definite detention. You should choose to decline participation in Zero. You'll be confined indefinitely. You'll be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. It's not how you say that word. I butchered that for sure, but anyway. Every reasonable effort be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible. You'll not be permitted to contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to fire plague is inevitable. When Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia. Okay, so basically, there could be survivors. If you choose not to participate, you'll have detention until the facility has no longer any use, and everybody in there has completed their task. If you don't want to basically get killed, you'll be released into the world, but you'll die from the Pharaoh plague within 18 months. Information received understandably causing the question of purpose continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you're ready to make your choice. If you have further... Man, that's pretty nuts. 2 of those are basically like a death sentence, and the other one's basically slavery. I mean, slavery for like the most noble purpose of humankind, you know, I guess. To reinstitute life into the world. And have life and humans like live on. Alright, we've got shit going on all over the place here. Another text file. Counselor Guidelines 2. Okay, we already read the first one, so let's read number 2. Debriefing after presentation 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion or without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Yeah, that has to be the case, because you can't have anyone like purposely sabotaging any facility or any part of like the process, which probably was what happened if like Hades just ended up like this. There's probably someone who like pretended, or I don't know, I don't know why they would do that, but you wouldn't want anyone to harbor any like negative like resentment or any revenge ideas of some kind, or you know, because that would like, you know, be like heretical and trying to bring down the system. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasize the value... Sorry, I'm yawning. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to the future. Not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. May balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 days. So they could do that? Is that what happened? Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned if possible. Okay. Reward ability not fair, it would be earned. Okay, so yeah, basically, only once your work is done can you enter Elysium. If possible, redirect the ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish and allow access to supplemental articles GO1 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process the documentation. Right, can I do that? I want to suspend and pause the interview so I can read all the stuff that I saw. God damn it. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It's important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them in a 48-hour waiting period during which counsellors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeating consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. Repeated consent when... Okay. No one will be euthanized against her or his will. Candidates who elect indefinite in detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision... Okay. Basically, we know pretty much that if they go into detention, they have 48 hours to reconsider, otherwise they're stuck in detention, and then they basically live in there until the facility is abandoned. Oh my god, there is so much information here. Oh my god, there's even...
Medical wing inaccessible.
Medical wing. Jesus, we should just not overextend. Alright, so it's telling me to go here, but I'm gonna get as much story and lore and information as possible. Decision, interview, formally for fast partial.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves they weren't cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. A better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Yeah, some people would be so like driven and dedicated, for sure.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will
Wow.
be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Albert.
Wow, really?
If
100
the
years?
population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
Oh, just like cut out? Shit, okay. Wow, so what did they say about the town or something? The city? So as our reward, a buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock. Yeah, because they're all like old because they've completed their work, so it would take years and years. But they wouldn't all be like, you know. I mean, there was like life extension things that they mentioned, so maybe they like they could live out like 100 years or some shit like they mentioned. Habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years. $2,000 for 100 years. I don't know how much time has passed from then till now, but Jesus. But I can't just get it out of my head. A buried city? Like an underground, like a straight up underground like city?
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Oh, this is the guy who like when
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. He's kind of blue skying. It's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
That guy either would have gone into detention, because you would have to choose. You can't just neglect. With the euthanasia, you have to say that you want it. And with the detention, I guess with the detention, you can be kind of against your will if you refuse to participate. So that's kind of like the forced option, but you won't be killed. What the hell is the point of this room? There's nothing here. Okay. There's a purple right there. Stranded necklace. Okay. We also got to find our last power cell as well. So I'm also keeping an eye out for where the last power cell would be. I don't remember exactly the first three. I remember the most recent one was in the north of the map where we found Pharaoh's like office. The first one I got was probably in the starting area somewhere. Where do I go from here? Is this it? Is this all there is? The second one I don't remember exactly, but alright. Just making sure. Alright, we're good. Let's go back to... Let's continue the journey.
Saving these for the trail.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna fight like something crazy.
Intruder! Get her!
What? Oh,
Whatever
shit.
you do, don't die now.
Face the sun's judgment!
Shit, that.
Will be it.
Alright, let's just go out and murder them. Shit. I did. Yeah.
Power's down.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just need my focus.